Pacific Northwest, the battle to claim the Apple Cup, always hotly contested. And even when these teams have struggled and winless seasons have been part of the equation, that just intensified the resolve to bring home the Apple. Welcome to Husky Stadium, home of the Washington Huskies. As we'll see a squad from the Sun Belt, the Washington State Cougars, taking on a team from the Pac-12, the Washington Huskies. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. Washington likely to try to boot it deep to get things started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Washington State's offense will have the first crack at it in this one. Washington, as it so often has over the years, dominated the last time they saw the Cougs.
That was a statement win for Washington. We now play in the Big Ten. Washington State, you do not. And they wanted to put everybody on notice. They blew out the Cougars.
And this is not fun if you're a Washington State fan. You've seen Washington win this over and over again. They go to a bigger and better conference. You're left behind. You at least want to get the apple. Last year you didn't. This year you got to bite at the apple.
Washington State going quickly.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
Shoots it to the left. That's caught. It's Sexton. Turns it on down the left side. Touchdown, Washington State. He got loose, and it was lights out after that. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing it at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Buys just enough space across the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. So the Washington Huskies offense has its first opportunity of the day. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have two guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off the defense. You've got two very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team, I am going to take my shots and give my guy an opportunity, because both of these guys, David, have proven they can make circus-level catches.
I mean, when they're not open, they're open. I mean, they can make the dynamic catches, the contested catches. They have the speed. They are two of the best playmakers in all of the country. So whenever an offense has the football today, you're going to like the show.
And the Huskies are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Bully ball on 3rd and short. Brings him to the open. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. The Huskies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll ride the hot hand. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? A continual subplot since these two first squared off in 1900 is Washington State trying to prove it deserves the same respect and status as UW.
And I think oftentimes the great rivalries out west are forgotten in college football. This game between Washington and Washington State is absolutely fantastic, and I'm so happy that with conference realignment, they were able to keep this game on the schedule, because it is always fun to watch.
It is fun, and it's for the Apple Cup. And here's the cool thing. These teams, they're not in the same conference anymore. They used to be for years. But this rivalry still lives because it still matters to the Washington and Washington State fans.
This Washington offense moving quickly down the field. Wants to go up top on first down. Makes the grab. Quick step and go. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
This offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
Going for 6. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. Second down coming.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Back to pass. It's complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big body frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Looking downfield, it's Dobbs. Working that left side now. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
As a head coach, you love it when your quarterback is locked in early. Opening drive, throws a touchdown pass. Really nice throw on that last play. Here in the second drive, he's firing on all cylinders. You can tell this guy did his homework coming into this game, and right now it's paying off.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Oh, they dial up on second, and a long way to go. The give out of the gun. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. Washington State lines up quickly. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Takes a hit as he fires. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing. And here comes the punt team. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, and how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive did. So
I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Bears the pressure. He's got his man. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark. And the Huskies come to the line on third and short, trying to convert here. They turn to the passing game on third and short. Gets it out fast. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest...
Oh, he's got some space. He'll go out of bounds, and he steps out right at the 8-yard line, and this offense is in business.
And how about the big play by this running back? Nice job running with the football, good balance, seeing where he needed to go with the football, finishing the run. He gets knocked out of bounds, but how about this offense set up now on 1st and goal?
Trying to find the end zone. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Barges ahead. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
It's looking like they're going to have to throw this one in now on third down, David. And you know the execution just has to be spot on. Timing, especially at the quarterback position here.
And thinking about the defense, they're aggressive in these situations. They're going to play man. They're going to play uptight on you. So I know that. Now how do I counterpunch and attack this defense?
They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. Absolutely center cut. And with that, they've taken the lead. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. We've had some early scores. They got the ball back, trailing by a field goal, 10-7. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. The Cougars headed quickly to the line.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
Can you even imagine trying to operate in the midst of this purple rain on third down? Dropping back, it's Dobbs. Throws to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Sexton. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. That's the end of the quarter, and Washington has the lead. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. They've got a first down here to open the period. To the air on first down. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. Washington State has it all working right now. Rides to back and leaves it. He's going to lose a yard on that one. After that last loss, it's 2nd and 12. Gets the back moving. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Fires to the big fella. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at, they're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
He's there to make the stop, but not before. He sets up this offense, 1st and goal from the 7. They'll try to get it in with the run. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Now on 2nd and goal. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. A 3rd and goal, and this defense feeling energy from the crowd. Trying to punch it in. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big 3rd down stop by this defense. Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. And with the field goal, we are tied here in the second quarter. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They got him free for a big gainer to the 43. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. That last play is the kind of thing the offense can really build some momentum on, and now they've got it 1st and 10 outside the 40. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Looking to fire. It's complete to the left. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on 3rd. Makes the grab. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. Tight end now in motion. Looking downfield on 1st down. A little screen to the running back. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. The Huskies have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Back to pass. Under fire. Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. He's looking downfield to throw. Firing to the right, complete. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. So they'll send out the field goal unit. Maybe being on the right hash will help him swing that big leg for this 54-yard attempt. And the try is no good. And here in the 2nd quarter, missed field goal leaves us tied, guys.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like, the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
He has had a long day at the office, not to mention the backfield, as the defense has been all over him. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Looking to throw, it's Dobbs. Got his man quickly. Turning it on. They get him on the ground at the 37, but give him 15 yards on that chunk play, and they'll move the chains. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Rushes on him. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The Cougars trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Back to pass on 2nd down. Looking to the big tight end. Got his man downfield. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. You can feel and hear the purple rain all the way across Lake Washington. 3rd down coming. And that's It's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. And they'll send out the field goal unit. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. Good right down the boulevard. And with that field goal, they now have the lead.
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth. Man, 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Looking to throw on first down. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. He's got it inside the 30. Touchdown, Huskies. Once he got some room, it was over.
Man, I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
Under fire. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
I think a big part of the formula to this team's success is their ability to get after the quarterback. In game one, they had 6 sacks and obviously won that football game. They know coming into this one today, they have got to be able to get after the quarterback, and they're off to a great start.
Makes the grab. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Washington State ready to boot it away to start the third quarter. On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box.
But he has enough to move the chains.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Puts it out of the air. Great move. Now he's got room. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Wants to throw on first down. Makes the grab on the left. Ripping off the huge gain down to the 17-yard line.
Slant routes, they're good against man coverage, but they're good against zone coverage too. If that receiver can find the soft spot between the linebacker and the DB, you'll take that throw all day.
Give to the running back. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Snags it! And he wanted to score badly, but the defense wrestles him down at the 2.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. And they add 6 more to the board with a trip to the house. This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting, had so much success today. You got to find a way to make these quarterbacks feel more uncomfortable.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Back to throw, it's Dobbs. Fires to the right. Got a man, it's Chase. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
And they're not on the same page there.
Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that rep, good coverage.
Get it out to the supersonic guy. The spin, still on his feet. Running wide open down the gut of the field. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Cougars. Quick strike touchdown comes out and jump-starts the offense.
And, man, we see this in college football, so much explosiveness and firepower, and we get high-scoring game after high-scoring game, and it looks like we're on pace for one of those right now.
And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Just an outstanding return there and really sets up his offense nicely. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. Several defenders get an assist on that tackle. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Works the middle of the field. There he goes. And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
Quarterback keeps it. Past the sticks, and he may get more. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Waltzes into the end zone, but he might be dancing the other way. There's a flag on the field. And that is a punch right Line gets set, first down. Leaves it with the running back. Couldn't really get started there. Pick up of 1 to the 35.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
Really nice run there. You've seen him do this a time and time again in this game so far. You've got the lead. We're way late in the third quarter now. Not going to surprise me if they just keep leaning on this guy a little bit. Keep force-feeding him the football because he's looking really good.
Washington has a lot of things working. Set up with another first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Bought a little time, lets it go.
Yeah, and that's a timing route. You throw those out routes to your receivers, and he gets out of his break, and he gets his head around, and ideally you want him to get his head around right in time to catch that football, and you could just tell he didn't get comfortable, didn't get his hands around, his head around in the right time, and he just gets a drop.
Hauls it in. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
And the Huskies come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. They'll try to bully their way for the first. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football, and you've got to just keep getting positive yards. You've got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. Start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. Second down, they'll go to the air. Flips it out on the screen. Touchdown, Huskies! And they take it in for 6 more points. They push the lead out here in the fourth quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1.
And man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the fourth quarter, everything going in their direction.
Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to end. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. And the Cougars want to pick up the tempo. When your best is demanded on a big stage like this against a rival, he has delivered, cracking the 150-yard mark.
No doubt about it. What do we say? Big-time players make big plays in big games. The games don't get bigger than this for this team right here, and this guy, David, has shown up today.
And it's so nice as a coach to have that dude that you know you can count on. He'll put up big numbers, and he's been carrying this offense.
He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
Well, on that incompletion, the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page. I mean, that wasn't even close.
Can you even imagine trying to operate in the midst of this purple rain on third down? To throw, it stops. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to...
He hurls one deep down the left side. He makes a grab. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be first and goal.
Hey, man, that was just perfect execution offensively. On a fourth down like that, if you're going to throw a completion, get the first and keep the drive alive, QB's got to be great with his eyes. He's got to throw it on time. His target has to be in the perfect place at the perfect time, and you got to be able to haul it in. They checked all the boxes on that fourth down.
Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying.
Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Third and goal, you're going to turn around and just give it to this guy who just has a nose for the end zone. He's able to find the crease and pay it off for his offense.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Fresno State dug down deep and found a way to secure a coveted road win. And who knows how the pundits will view this one, but I'll tell you this. It sure beats trying to explain a bad loss. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run?
Breaks into the open. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 and the 38, and these guys are on the move. And with that one, he's now over 3 bills for the game.
And there's 2 reasons why, Reese. He's made good decisions, and he's been accurate throwing the football all game long.
And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
And the running back there did everything that he's coached to do, right? They've got the lead late in this game. You've got to stay in bounds. You're finding yards. It's a positive run, but you're not going out of bounds. Really well done.
The handoff, keep working on that clock. Finds a crease at the 20. And he's run out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they keep him out of the end zone for the moment. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Washington comes to the line with a first and goal. They'll run the quarterback sneak. Scores on the sneak. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Looking to throw, it's Dobbs. And he drops it, just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
Hopefully that's not going to affect the quarterback's confidence going back to this guy later. That was a catch he should have made. He dropped it. Let's see what the QB does moving forward.
Picked off, what a play to set him up. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job. squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always, always remember your first interception. He'll always remember this moment.
And let's see what kind of ball plays this offense has ready. The give to the tailback. They make the stop, and he got work done on the ground, picking up 6 to the 23.
Late in football games, I have a plan. I want to run the football. I want to put my quarterback in great situations if I do throw it. Low risk, keep that clock moving, get a few first downs. And if I get a few first downs with that clock moving, I get the W and get out of here.
He's got enough, and it'll be a first down for Washington.
And this one isn't over because the defense still has 3 timeouts left. But, man, that clock is ticking, and they can just run the football up multiple possessions. They're going to need something magical to happen. They're going to need to start stripping at that football, create some turnovers, and get lucky down the stretch.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. A great chance to put this game away with a score here on 1st and goal. Wide receiver going in motion. A designed run for the quarterback. Touchdown, Husky! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
Dropping back, it's Dobbs. Finds a tight end. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
I know a lot of people don't like prevent yourself from winning, but when I'm up by 3 scores in the 4th quarter, I am not giving up a single big play. I'm letting you check it down, throw it in front of me. I'm going to tackle you. I'm going to let that...
Intercepted. Man, they just can't get anything going. Finally brought down the one-play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
Quick handoff. Got some room in under the goal line. Touchdown, Washington. And the punishment has been extended.
Man, what a nice touchdown run. And this is a team effort, right? It's got to start with the offensive line to give you that crease. And then the wide receivers start to kick in. And the running back, he handles the rest. Nice touchdown run.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. To the air on 1st down. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back in the 16.
It's pretty obvious. This defense came into this one knowing they were going to have to play a complete game until there were zeros on the clock, especially against this quarterback. You cannot take your foot off the gas, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Late in the 4th quarter, they're still bringing it, and they get another sack.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He lobs one high down the left side. Hauls it in easily enough for the 1st down. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. Wazoo headed to the line with another first down. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Makes the catch. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. And listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
Here comes the offense on second down. Fires into the end zone. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be third down.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough done today.
And it's going to be difficult for this offense, man. Just where are they going to find the back? They're playing nickel, they're playing dime, so you need some receivers to step up, make some yards after the catch, some contested plays. This offense has got...
Deep shot for the end zone. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake.
Oh, he's got some space. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force-feed you the football to try and ice this game, and he's paying him off right now. That's a really nice run.
They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side.
This is an area of the game. On offense, you've got to be able to run the football well. You've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and obviously you're in your own end here, but you want to bleed the clock. You want to stay on the field and keep getting first down, so you have to be able to run it.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. The give to the single back. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure it to first down.
Man, this is a punch to the gut. When you know you're losing, and you know you got to get a stop, and you know they're going to run the football, and they still run the football down your throat. It's been that kind of day for this defense.
They're going to go right back to him on first down. And he'll be tackled, and that'll bring us to the end of the game. The Huskies had that dog in them in this one, taking down the Cougs for the Apple Cup and the Governor's Trophy. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation